Welcome.
Welcome.
Day 173 of the quarantine.
We've abandoned all hope and started gearing up for our post-apocalypse outfits.
Yes.
As you can see.
Ready for anything.
One katana-wielding wizard and another mystical hacker ready to look for a party. So,
we're just gonna put that on the
let
floor.
us know if you're single.
Yeah, ready to mingle.
Ready to just get
Oh, shit.
on all those zombies for some fresh toilet paper.
Damn it. Alright, whatever.
Alright, this isn't funny anymore.
Yeah.
Sucks. You suck.
It's like,
You suck. How's it going out there,
Everyone,
everybody?
yeah, it's
hey,
hot
how's
as
it
fuck.
going? It's too hot to do this joke. We're in Texas.
alright, we're good.
Right?
Alright, I'm gonna have to find that piece of that katana later.
Alright.
Okay. Alright. Whew.
How's it going since we last saw everyone?
Is everyone staying safe out there?
I think they're dead. Isn't it day 1 million of the
I
quarantine?
don't know. Like, days aren't real. Time isn't real.
Time is an answer.
Yeah.
All I know is that there's water at the bottom of the ocean.
There is definitely water at
The
the bottom
talking
of the
heads
ocean.
called it. They were visionaries. Oh, we're both wearing blue today.
Yes, we are.
We're
Because
gonna get better at that. We gotta not coordinate our outfits.
No.
So it's dumb.
well, look, man. It's the quarantine. It's got me blue. Abadi abadi.
You're right. I've permanently added this scar here. Also.
Yeah,
It's clearly permanent.
Definitely permanent.
Permanent
Sharpie.
marker, that is.
Oh, we have fun here.
We do have fun here.
Imagine if we were gonna be in those outfits for the entire time.
Oh fuck, that would be dead.
No, I would be dead because
We'd
like
be dead. We wouldn't even make it to day 1 million of the quarantine.
because that freaking headband with the Naruto.
You got like a thing on your head.
Yeah, exactly.
From it.
Because
Yeah.
it just was like super tight because I just threw it on.
That's what happens when you keep your middle school headband. You gotta upgrade, dude.
They
Come
know,
on,
right?
be smart. You can't just be doing that.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
suicide.
Oh man, we were talking about head injuries last time too.
Yeah, we were.
I
Yeah,
think
this is how you get your last concussion. It's your career.
Just a vice. Just ah.
Right.
Oh well.
Oh my god.
Well,
So this is version 2.
Yes.
For this one that we're trying to do here.
because we had some errors with the video.
Yeah.
There wasn't. We didn't have a video of our smiling faces and our
Yeah.
silly post-apocalyptic outfits.
Mhm.
Mine is a terrible idea, by the way, because it's all black. It's a suit.
You're gonna want that. That's gonna be your up north waist.
Yeah, when we move up north, that's
That won't
the
work in the desert. waist.
No,
No. That's funny. Alright, well, we're gonna get this art started so you
Yeah.
can see some lovely, lovely stuff.
Yes.
Click the play button.
This is another character for the Echtrai book series.
Mhm.
This is something of the
We don't have a character name. We have a pope name.
yeah
It's like Duir the
Duir.
7th,
Duir VII.
something like that. It means whatever her tree is. I forgot
yeah.
what her tree was. Everyone has a tree. We still haven't memorized them yet.
No, I was like, do I have the book here? No, I don't.
Of course not. No.
Of course not.
We prep a lot for these.
We were mainly.
It was mostly doomsday prepping. To be honest, I forgot my black clover headband. I was gonna wear it because my forehead's super shiny.
Yeah, it's fine. It's what happens when you wear these outfits in this hot fucking room.
Right.
Oh lord.
See you in the next video, I guess.
Yeah, right. Save it for then. When we actually are in the apocalypse, I think that the problem is you could tell it was fake because we were in the normal studio, not in the bunker.
You're right. We should have green screened it.
Yeah, next
Yeah.
time we'll green screen this.
Yeah, I'll green screen it out in post, and
Yeah.
by that I mean I won't do anything.
Good call.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the Pontiff for one of the main cities in Echtrai, or at least the largest city, I believe.
It's a pretty large city. The largest city is the one,
in
the
the
merchant
center.
city.
Yeah, the merchant
in
city.
in the center, between the two continents.
This one, if I remember correctly, is farther to the north. Speaking of north, correct?
It's more north. It's on top of a plateau also.
That's right.
It's in between like two big lakes, so it's kind of like a Constantinople raised up.
Yeah. But this city is very religious. Their magic is much different from the people from the university, because the university is their magic comes from a tree.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, we'll get into it later on where their magic comes from.
But they're very like Catholic themed.
Yeah, disgruntled Catholic.
Yeah, he always has a Catholic strongman. So.
Yeah, that's how it goes. But I mean, like, also Catholicism just looks cool because
it does
it's
look cool.
like
It's very mystical.
It's mystical. It has all the ornate designs, things like that. And I find that putting that in a more villainous sense makes it also 15% hotter.
Ooh,
so
stealing my theory against me.
Yes.
That any character becomes a minimum of 15% hotter when they're
Look,
evil.
it's not stealing it. I'm letting the people out there know.
Oh, so they can validate it. You're right.
Yes, exactly. By the way, buy this man's book, Fuckability in the Modern Era, a dissertation by Wes Harding.
I should write that book.
I mean, we've got so much time now that this quarantine's here.
Write that book. Before day 10 million, I'll have that book done.
Right. Apparently, if you're not productive during these quarantines, you've wasted all that time. So, you know.
Oh, is that what your mom said earlier?
No. No, my mom was telling me I need to make sure I'm having fun.
Ah, okay.
That's different.
Okay, well, unfortunately, we're working right now.
Yeah, you know. I mean, this is fun. I'm enjoying myself.
I really like this outfit coming together.
Yeah, this was actually based off of a silent film.
Yeah.
Actress's outfit from a film.
It was mixed with that, and didn't you mix it off of?
The Alexander McQueen.
Yeah, somehow
had a lot of very what's the word I'm looking for? Flowy dresses, and this is a very fluttery
with open back.
With open back, yeah, because Alexander McQueen, his theory, correct by the way,
yes, 100.
that the sexiest part of the female anatomy was the lower back, and as you can see, this character has a open lower back for her outfit.
We're making Catholicism sexy again.
Yeah, finally. Gosh, remember when Catholicism was sexy and racy?
Yeah, oh man, it used to be. Those were the days.
Those were the days.
Yeah,
one of the things we like to talk about too when we're working on this world is we like to talk about magic and things like that, and magic systems. And in this world, it's a very what's the word? Light. Like, it's not hard.
Yeah, it's soft.
Soft magic.
Yeah, there's a lot of different styles of magic, but they're not like super fully explained.
Right, and this one is one of those ones where we don't want to fully explain the magic. We want it to be like definitely the wow factor. Yeah, because rules can tend to make something that's super cool just super boring and lame.
Yeah,
like, the Force.
Yeah, and then if you go to do something different with it, it's kind of like everyone's like, I'm calling bullshit on that.
Yeah, exactly.
So, which happens a lot.
And it allows for a suspense of disbelief and things like that. Like this character having these peacocks just come out of her cloak very whimsically. You know, you look at it, you're like, oh, it's obviously magic. You don't think about like, well, how did she do it? What's the trick? And things like that. And one of the things that we want to strive for when we make this book is we don't want to hand everything to the reader. We want to have the images speak for themselves and then have small parts of the images lead into other images.
Yeah, it's an interconnected story.
So, we want you, the reader, to be able to kind of piece together your own story as well to go with it. Like where we have a very loose lore that goes with each image, and you may have written next to it and things like that. We want you, the reader, to be able to come and say like, oh,
I see this thing is in this picture and this person is in another picture. I guess they must be connected.
Exactly.
That kind of thing.
And it's also nice too is when one of the things we like to put in is like a level of play to it. Case in point for our last character, the Necromancer, being a much more playful character. We want this character to be kind of the opposite of that, where they're not as playful.
They're a pretty serious character.
They're much more totalitarian, I guess is the word.
They take their evil seriously.
They take their evil seriously. Yeah, that's the word.
Seriously. Versus the lighter side of evil.
Yeah. And also it's funny too, it's like, because again, also this is, since they're a much more serious character, that goes into that idea of, is it a chaotic evil, is it a neutral evil, is it just a selfish sort of thing, where in this case this person goes along the lines of the more
this would be lawful evil.
Yeah, lawful.
This character would be lawful evil. If we had to do a D&D chart.
Right, because again, they follow the path what they think is correct. They don't necessarily think it's wrong. And I always thought that is a very,
real world way of looking at it.
Right, the correct way in the sense of the word.
Yeah.
Because, like, you can have, like, the obvious villains are, like, I'm evil because I'm evil.
Yeah, that's boring.
But
unless you're trying to have, like, a really religious, heavy-handed metaphor, then that works then.
Yeah, and even then, though, even this is a religious metaphor in the sense of the word.
But I mean, like, the story is a religious allegory.
I understand now. But yeah, this character does have that trope of it there, but we wanted to take an approach of it that made a bit more what's the word? Take a look at it in a sense that's more objective rather than like, oh, religion evil.
Yeah.
In fact, actually, there's a few books that I actually like a lot. There's this one guy who wrote a book about trying to live the Old Testament way.
Oh, that book is hilarious.
Yeah, that book's great.
Yeah.
And the reason that book is great is not because of the fact that it pokes fun at religion. It's because of the fact that it does it in a way that's not from a position of being mean.
Yeah.
It's not being mean-hearted or mean-spirited.
Yeah.
It's being done in a way that it's just like, it's crazy. Like, it's just very bizarre.
This is it. Yeah.
This is it. Here's what it is. I'm coming at this trying to understand it. It's coming. That's what it is. You're coming from a place of wanting to understand. That's the huge difference between making something where it's just specifically just because you hate it, as opposed to you want to understand it.
Yeah, for sure.
And I kind of, anytime I try to do religion and things like that, I try to do it from a point of understanding what my thoughts and feelings were from religion, and kind of try to mitigate those feelings and personal feelings towards them from personal past experiences, and try to put it in a more objective light. Though I fail every once in a while.
I feel like anytime you have a hard time portraying characters who are actually like faithful to the religion. Usually, if you're writing something, you're like, here's this giant church, but everyone is evil and no one cares, and it's a joke and blah. And I'm like, that's not how this would work.
No, and
you kind of need some people who would be like, yes, religion is good, and I am very faithful.
Yeah, it's something I need to work on specifically. That's why, again, I try to bring it up as much as possible, where I'm like, I need to work on this. Wes, please look at this and tell me what I'm doing wrong here, and which part of this shows that I've been hurt.
Yeah, all of it.
All of it. Okay, good.
All of it. Yeah.
Just like me and Wes. Like Wes is like, all right, point out where the Catholic Church hurt you here.
Pretty much. Yeah. Pretty much. That's always funny.
Yeah, no, I mean, I always find I need to, that's something that I feel like everyone needs to work on whenever they do stories about religion or things like that.
Stories about almost anything.
Yeah, literally anything, actually. Yeah, because Brandon Sanderson brought this up, too, in one of his courses on doing magic systems, about how he just couldn't stand reading any series, because he's Mormon, how he couldn't stand reading any series that talked about religion in such a negative light, because they would just be bashing and bashing and bashing, but they wouldn't be able to show the other side of the argument. And regardless of your thoughts and feelings on it, there is another side to an argument in all scenarios of life and things like that. That's just normal. That's but you don't. Us being human, we don't ever want to be a part of that discussion. Right. Really,
no way.
Hence, where we are currently in our world. I feel like a lot of things that have happened currently are kind of relative to that same idea of no one wanting to really talk about.
Yeah. People have a hard time talking about stuff, and people are pretty isolated, like, intellectually, recently.
Yeah, it's because, again, very divided, us versus them, sort of.
Yeah, once the media, the splintering of consumed media is what did it, I think.
Very much so. But, again, intellectual curiosity, things like that, having a desire to want to learn, a desire to want to understand is very important in this world.
Definitely.
I don't know how we got on this.
I don't know either. You always are like go off on some crazy tangent.
Look, we're talking about
an art video.
I mean, we're talking about religion.
That's true.
And
true.
art,
it's fair.
And then art is like that, though. Like a lot of people talk about how like you should always separate.
Yeah, religion and art are pretty intertwined.
That I mean, talking about like your theories and feelings. I mean, they always talk about how you should always separate the art from the artist, but that's technically not true.
Yeah, it's pretty tough.
Because the artists themselves make a thing for a reason. Like I don't know, it's different. It's difficult to explain too. But back to the art, I guess.
Yeah, right. Segue. No, this is looking good.
Yeah. Speaking of segues, that just makes me think of the Paul Blart and Hell thing.
Yes, dude, I'm telling you, that movie would be so good. It's part of my Blart trilogy.
It is. I mean, yeah, technically that would be the third one.
No. I had my own Blart trilogy that I wanted to make.
Okay, so
yeah,
we need to make a third one and then make another set of trilogy. Is that correct?
Well, no, it's just it doesn't matter. This is my own Blart trilogy.
I understand.
This is the Harding Blart trilogy.
The Harding Blart trilogy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's really easy. Okay, so first, Paul Blart. Oh wait, hold on. There's not going to be much time. I'll have to reset this soon. We'll get to after the cut. We'll get back to the Blart trilogy. The point is, this art is fire. We didn't really mention much about this character while we were drawing on her, but you might have noticed she seems rather large.
Yes, we wanted to make her part giant because one of the other races that exist in this world is giants, but they are a more lost sort of race. So her being part giant makes her stand out from the crowd, makes her more ostentatious, makes her more, like otherworldly.
Yeah.
Like almost as if she were from the divine. Sort of kind of feel to it, and it makes her larger than life sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, you have to look up.
Yeah, to her, yeah. So it gets a lot of things. And also we chose peacocks as well because of the ornate fashion of Catholicism and all of the different kinds of like colors that a peacock has. So it's a little opposite of Catholicism, where Catholicism is much more gold, white, and red. Whereas this one, it's like all of them.
Yeah. Uses a lot of like bright colors.
Yeah.
And you'll see like the smoke burns like a really cool pink color later.
Which gets into how the magic works in this world too. Or this area. Caprice, was that the color that?
No, it's Cerise.
Cerise. I'm thinking of Capri Sun.
Yeah, you're thinking of like a Caprice. I think that's like a car also, isn't it? Something like that.
Do I think I know what cars?
That's what I was waiting on.
That's a good cut.
Yeah, I know, right? Alright, no, I need to record you. Record button. There we go. Alright. We still couldn't find a webcam. So
that's fine.
Yeah. Webcams are good webcams are impossible to find right now. They were all sold out for the apocalypse.
Yeah, because everyone's got to live stream their death.
Yeah, right. It's ridiculous. Oh, back to this Blart trilogy real quick, because I don't want it to eat up too much of the video. Okay, so the first Blart movie is obviously Paul Blart has to defeat terrorists at the Mall of America.
Makes sense.
Because that's an attack on America, directly.
Of course.
So, that one, pretty standard Blart movie. Alright, then we move into the middle. This was the one you were talking about. This is actually the middle Blart movie.
Oh, it's the middle. I thought that
this
was
is the middle Blart movie. No. Because in this movie, he's the most badass security guard in the world. Right. Only the world. So, Paul Blart dies, and he goes to hell. Not because he's evil, but because Satan needs him to get hell back in order. Hell is one giant mall, and it's miserable because it's a mall.
Of course.
So obviously he needs the most badass security guard on Earth to bring justice to hell.
Not to interrupt you, but can you tell me, where did Vista Ridge Mall hurt you?
Everywhere.
Oh, okay, good.
Everywhere. That's where it hurt me. Everywhere.
For those of you who don't know, he used to work in the most dead mall of all of Texas.
Yeah, he used to work at the mall, yeah. So,
continue.
Yeah, so basically, Paul Blart rights the wrongs of hell, and then Satan lets him live again.
Right.
The story ends. Third Blart movie, the epic conclusion of this trilogy, is called Bartuplicity. So, Paul Blart...
Bartuplicity.
Yes. So, there's a crisis...
Go down here for
there's a crisis in the multiverse.
In the multiverse, he says.
And they need to assemble the most badass Blarts from throughout all the different universes.
The most badass Blarts from all the different universes. Okay.
The best thing here, though, hold on. Blart Prime is played by Mark Wahlberg. But every other Blart is Kevin James. And he's very confused why he looks like that in every other universe. So we've got all the other Blart. Any movie Kevin James is in where he plays even a remotely security guard type character or anything. So the zookeeper will also be part of this universe.
Of course, makes sense.
Yeah, there'll be like a zookeeper, a cowboy Blart, a Swiss Vatican Guard Blart.
Swiss Vatican Guard.
Yeah, because he's
bring it back to the.
Yeah, to bring it back to Catholicism. Yeah, because that's basically a really fancy security guard.
It's true, I guess.
So yeah,
I love the fact that the Vista Ridge Mall is your Catholic church.
Pretty much, yeah. That's what it did to me. But yeah, no, Mark Wahlberg, if you're out there, that movie's gonna be fire.
Yeah, I'm down for these movies.
Yeah.
Once they start making movies again, I guess.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Jesus. Also, fun fact about this piece, actually, we kind of glossed over it again, but peacocks are very interesting to look at when they fly.
They are weird to look at.
I didn't really know that peacocks flew before
yeah,
I did this
that's so weird
picture.
that you didn't know that.
It just didn't really, ever come
I think you've only been seeing those emotional support peacocks.
Yeah, the emotional support peacocks in
that
Houston.
roam Houston,
yeah. Those ones particularly are just walking everywhere, so I've never seen them fly because they never needed to.
Yeah.
Alright, you're about to see a cut here. This is a cut to later when we were trying to figure out the background. and I'm using performance-enhancing tools to make a grid.
Yeah, this is when we finally came back to what we were up to.
For perspective, and my gosh, and everything just keeps falling, you know?
No, yeah, his desk is basically like the dude from Jurassic Park. You know, like, you could just slide all that shit off like Sam Jackson does. That's it, man.
It all comes tumbling down, tumbling down, tumbling down.
Tired of this hacker shit.
I do love that song. But yeah, no, so this is important for anybody who wants to do art in general. Use a ruler.
Yeah, use a ruler.
Use a ruler, make a grid, cheat.
Perspective is your friend.
Yeah, it's very important if you want to make anything look like it exists within a plane of reality. I know that there's so many people out there who say rulers are cheating or reference is cheating, but man, cheat. That's what art's all about, is cheating.
So this giant tower that's drawn in the back is actually like a giant censer. That's what they burn incense in, in like church and everything. So there's a giant tower one.
For those of you that are Catholic, you already probably knew what that was.
That's where all this really cool smoke comes out. That turns the sky pink.
I got all these knights here.
Yeah, we decided to add a crowd in to help show some size and just support the magnificence of the event. That this character is there. So.
Yeah. This is also something too that we kind of, as you can tell, there was a bit of a cut in the piece we actually did in quite a few sittings, as opposed to most art pieces. I try to do at least in 1 or 2 sittings, but God bless, I can't do that anymore. My arm is just not what it used to be. But also,
plus the art's gotten better.
That's true too. But like
so
one of the main reasons that this one took a little longer was we were trying to figure out the perspective on this and what the background was supposed to look like.
Yeah.
As you can see off in the top, in the small corner that's being covered up by us. There is a lot of just sketches of me trying to figure out what the background looks like. This one took a lot of planning before we got to it.
Yeah, we came back to it about a day and a half later.
Yeah, maybe. Same with the coloring. The coloring took a long time on this one too.
Yeah, the coloring was tough. That was all like in the moment though, debate.
Yeah, because most of these pieces I've done with coloring, I've done it traditionally. With a bit of digital overlay and helping out and things like that. But this one was completely digital with a bit of collage work. Mainly because
there's just so much going on.
There's a lot,
I feel like.
Since there was so much going on, it didn't feel like I'd be able to properly showcase the color, space, you know, all of the things that make a good composition. If I did mostly traditional on this one, especially with all the color that's going to be from the peacock as well, because I want it to be, you know. I pick a color for the peacocks or the outfit and then be like, oh, actually, it would be much better if this color was not blue. I would like it this was a red, and then I didn't want to have to go over that constantly. But so that was main reason for being a coward and using digital. Sorry, it's not a cowardice to use digital. It just that makes me.
There's a meme about that.
Yeah, because one of our
art
buddies would say, like, anytime I do this the way I do art. He'd be like, man, if you're afraid of, you know.
Yeah, like, don't paint. He was talking about painting on top of the actual lines.
Yeah.
He says, don't chicken out. You know, don't be a coward.
If you're a coward, you know, it should just be digital all the way through.
Yeah.
But again, digital all the way through is just not for me. I don't like the way the lines come out usually. Maybe it's just because I haven't found good brushes. But that's not important.
I think it's very important.
That's a whole nother tangent. I don't want to get on.
Right.
On digital versus traditional. Because again, that's also funny too. Is like if you talk about that stuff too, certain people are like, if you don't do traditional,
very fierce about either side.
Yeah, you're like, if you don't do traditional, you're not a real
artist.
Not a real artist. Or that one guy was like, if you're not doing digital, it's not even like, what are you even doing anything? I do remember that one, because that one guy's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
One guy with the full on digital.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
It was just so funny because we were tabling next to that guy, and that guy's a horrible person. Just not because his art's bad, but he's actually just not a good person. And this mom comes by. The kids look at with her kids. The kids like the digital art, and something like that. The mom's like saying, they all look the same. Yeah. Comes by our booth, and she's like, "See, kids, this is what real art looks like." And I was just like,
his eyes.
Fuck! Take that!
Christmas morning.
Vindication!
God, it was insane.
It was great. I was excited. I was happy.
That was pretty funny.
I was bouncing up and down. I was just made that whole entire con experience worth it, because that con wasn't that great either.
Yeah, it was a small con.
It was a small con. That con is fine. Like, the people who run it, great people. That con just had a lot of bad luck for multiple reasons.
Bad luck, some janky promotion, stuff like that. All the people who showed up were cool, though.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun at that con. But it was just, it definitely made it made the experience that much sweeter.
Right. That's funny.
I will treasure that moment forever in my heart.
You really will. It seems he's cherishing it right now.
I am.
That's hilarious.
Hey man, times are tough.
Times are tough. Hold on to the memories.
Hold on to the small things that make you happy.
That's funny. Yeah, see, also what I started doing is I'd stop some parts that I kind of like, and I'd have them go slow. Like, I really like this guy. Or sometimes when it shows, like, the whole picture after you've been drawing a lot,
that makes sense.
I figured I'd kind of slow it down. So I think most of them aren't very long. They'll be like 20, 30 seconds at most. So, like, there's going to be a little kind of featurette on drawing this guy's cool armor.
Yeah, I need to also remember to wear, I'm looking at my hand and I'm like, I need to wear my brace a lot more often. Because I just, like...
Yeah, right. I don't know if it'll pick it up. I don't know.
Yeah.
It'll probably pick that pop up, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll definitely pick that up. Okay, yeah, stop freaking me out. Oh, well, that one wasn't freaking. But,
okay.
Yeah, because you just kind of designed this guy's armor on the fly.
Yeah, I had an idea for it. I knew that I wanted that feather thing, and I'd seen some armor beforehand, and I've also done this helmet before, and I did this similar design in Alduaria.
Oh, okay.
For the shape of the helmet. Also, it was a little bit based more on Roman armor, like a Centurion sort of armor, a bit of the Myrmilon from Gladiator stuff. Just because, again, Catholicism is also very Italian, very Roman, so having a character who's got armor that was reminiscent of that felt correct to use. And they also have feathers in the Roman armor as well, so, again, felt correct in the sense of the word. Very, like, again, there's a lot of things that are, like, you want to make sure you're referencing so you can get a good idea and a good grasp of, what's the word? Style guides, I guess?
Yeah, like a style guide is pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, look, and all those
it's
pens.
A magic trick, yeah.
Look at all those pens there, guys. Can you guess if those pens are going to fall?
They definitely never fell down.
They didn't?
Actually, they probably obviously fell.
Yeah, I was
that
like...
That was a joke.
Okay, good. I was like, wait, really? No, I'm pretty sure they fell.
That was a joke. I'll be your easy for now.
Okay.
That was a joke. By contrasting reality versus what you thought.
Did you thought? Hey! Oh, we've been hanging out way too much. This quarantine's been miserable.
Right.
We start finishing each other's sandwiches.
It's so true.
Don't do that.
Don't do that, man. That's how you get,
double
the
corona.
plague. Yeah.
Double corona. Oh, man.
That's funny.
We do have fun here.
We do have fun. Yeah, I like the way this door came out. It looks pretty good.
And
because again, the whole door, the door was like the very first thing where we realized, like, what's the proportions on this background?
Yeah.
Because originally she was going to be much closer.
And much taller.
Yeah.
Because I think you wanted her to be 12 feet. And
I thought she was going to be like 10 to 12 feet almost tall.
And I was like
really
9
tall.
feet.
Yeah, and then you're like, well, she's like 9 feet. I was like, oh shit.
Look, maybe
let's rework this background.
Look, maybe
9 feet's pretty good though.
Maybe she's 10 feet in heels.
Okay, I could take 9'6" in heels.
Look, either way, you're gonna have to stop at the tree to get halfway there.
It's true. You gotta camp at the summit, or camp at halfway to the summit.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna need some Sherpas. Carry all the gear.
Right. Yeah.
That's funny.
This is another thing too. Is we were talking about backgrounds holding foreshadowing and little elements that'll be in other pictures as well. The front of this cathedral has a lot of peacocks in it because again, peacocks are part of the thing. But if you get to once we get to the top of the cathedral with all of the windows and things like that, it'll start to showcase little small elements of things that are going to come later in the story.
The gargoyle is also some foreshadowing too.
The gargoyle as well. But you can't really see it because it's in pencil.
Yeah.
And then look, more performance-enhancing tools.
Yeah, I know, right?
Never gonna get old.
No. And he still manages to draw them slightly off. I need to bootleg AutoCAD. Hey, Autodesk, if you're out there.
Yeah.
Send me that shit for free.
No way in part sponsored, but hey, World's ending. You might as well throw us a bone, you know.
It'd be nice. AutoCAD's fun to do.
Yeah,
it's really good to use for backgrounds and stuff. That's why I wanted to get back into it.
I haven't used AutoCAD since high school.
Yeah, I used to use it in college a lot.
Yeah. Now here's the character in question. We've got a sort of angel figure holding up a sphere that has a weird rectangle in it with some characters holding candles and things like that.
Some mystical shit.
Mystical shit, yeah. So
expect that.
That'll be foreshadowed in some other pictures as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it's kind of, what's the word, cheating, but I mean, you guys here on Patreon who are watching this.
Yeah, everyone who watches it. If you're here watching these videos, you deserve to get some more lore. So.
Yeah, some insight.
Because usually, if you go on Patreon, we've got the main video. This video comes out early if you're on Patreon. There's a behind the scenes video that has all the dumb shit we say. And then there's a lore post that has a few paragraphs about a character generally.
Yeah, which will end up being compilated into the book as well.
Mm-hmm. And there'll be extra stuff added for sure.
Yeah, we'll also usually whenever we might do like a Kickstarter for this as well.
Yeah.
But again, that's so far off from now.
It's far
away.
Like
not even until like
right now. We're just having fun designing all this stuff.
Yeah, it's probably like end of the year at best.
Like next year probably, just to be safe.
Right, because we don't know because of the whole pandemic, and then
also there's just a lot of stuff to draw.
There's a lot of stuff to draw. I think I've still got for the.
There's like 40 more, right, in this one?
Its total is 42, and I've done 6. So
yeah, so
about 30 something. I don't do math. But I do know that for the year I have about 60 illustrations left to finish.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah, 68 is I think where I'm at right now, not including all the commission and stream artwork that I do.
Mm-hmm.
But again, we have no clue what's going on this year. We're just gonna play it by ear, and I'm just gonna keep drawing.
In the words of Taylor Swift, I'm just gonna shake, 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 shake.
Shake it off. Shake it off.
That's all you can do.
Taylor Swift, if you're out there, please don't sue.
Right. This King guy just makes me think of the King from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood for some reason. Every time I see him, I don't know why, because he's just like up there derping.
Yeah. Again, also for the background. We were talking about this last time, making sure that characters in the background don't have as much detail, but still have enough detail to showcase that they're all very different and individual types of characters. Because the focus is still on the Pontiff, but you're there to see that there are a lot of people there who come see her. Which will come up again later once we get into the actual color aspects of all this stuff. And then here's the gargoyle.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah. But I'm like, I get kind of tired looking at this picture, only just because I'm looking, I was like, man, I did that. Ugh.
Yeah, right.
Oh, gosh.
That was a lot. This is like one of the longest ones you ever did. This original video was almost 7 hours.
Yeah.
For between traditional and digital.
It did turn out pretty good.
Yeah, the final product looks really good.
Yeah. Well, it's funny, actually. That reminds me, my coworkers were asking what I've been doing last weekend, and I was like, I did this, and I showed them some of the art and things like that. Oh.
No, keep talking.
Showed them some of the art and things like that, and they were pretty impressed with it. So that's always a good feeling. It makes all the hard work and effort worth it. And me going back here, you about to pop.
Right.
Here we go.
Just a quick whiteout. You just quickly grab the whiteout.
You know, yeah. Every time I'm watching his videos too, I always look at this and I'm like, man, I just feel so bad for Wes because I never am consistent. I'm super ADD when it comes to doing anything, really.
Yeah, I just try to pick a frame and hope he stays in it. That's about it.
Yeah.
So I only zoom in really close if I know he's going to be there for a while, or it's something I just really want to get.
Right.
A lot of the time that's faces and things.
Which makes sense.
Or just cool little details on characters' costumes. Stuff like that.
Yeah, that's just funny when I think about it. I'm like, oh god.
It also depends. So if it's horizontal like this, it's actually harder to get better stuff close. So I'm just lazy. I'll just leave it out like this.
Makes
because
sense.
it takes up more of the frame than if you do it vertically. I can zoom in tighter, and there's a less chance you'll go out of the frame if it's vertical.
Huh? Didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense if you think about it.
Yeah, no, I know it makes sense. It's something that doesn't. I don't really do film. I do comics.
Yeah.
So that's interesting to think about. Yeah, no, very good stuff.
Yeah, this one had a lot of work. We're still, it's a bunch of, pen and marker switching back and forth.
Right, a lot of details here and there.
Yeah, because you usually don't put backgrounds this detailed into pictures.
No, and this world needed a background for a lot of the pieces that are coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the ones that are more character focused are fine, or more item focused, or things like that. But this one definitely needed a background so you can have an idea of the opulent world that this character inhabits.
Mm-hmm.
Certain what's the word? Certain aspects of illustration, especially fantasy, you have to understand that not just the character is a character, but the
world is
a
a
character.
The world itself is a character, yes.
So you want to make sure that the world itself is an interesting character.
Mm-hmm.
You want to have opulent detail, just things that make it interesting looking, or things that people can, gravitate towards, or feel connected to in some way, form, or fashion.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it was, again, Catholicism as the straw man,
Right. Church bad.
Church bad. Thinking
Church
good.
bad.
Free thinking good, except for when it's free thinking in a bad way.
Right.
I don't know. Again, one of my biggest weaknesses is falling into that. What is that? What would that be called?
I don't know. It's definitely some sort of probably bias or.
Yeah, falling into the bias. We'll call it bias. We'll keep it simple. Call it bias.
Yeah, it's definitely also like just the church being evil is a very general trope that you always seem to fall into.
Yeah, it's just because every Catholic has some sort of trauma.
Something like that.
Anyone who went to Catholic school, Christian school, has some sort of trauma.
Yeah.
I just remember that one person was like, I was someone's trauma.
Yeah. She just goaded the security guard until they tased her.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
I was like, holy shit. You were someone's tragedy.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's funny.
That's insane.
What a wild world. Oh well.
I love it.
But yeah, no, I definitely need to work on that, and I'll try to get better at it, and then we'll hopefully my writing will be what's the word? Stronger.
Just draw the pictures, picture drawer.
Fine. Fine.
I don't like casting shadow for some reason.
It's fine.
Probably because I'm evil.
Yes,
right?
Yes, you are evil.
Obviously.
Very evil. Also,
Super evil.
I don't think we really messed with the lights much. We kind of just winged it.
Need to do better lighting. If someone knows anything about lighting, let us know.
Let us know in the comments below.
Right.
To quote a young sage.
Right.
Young Maxwell.
Yeah. This is fun though, like filming the video while we watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you see how like I have to be out a little farther.
Yeah, I understand.
Versus if you have it spun.
Alright. Now down to digital.
Now to the really the slightly less entertaining part.
I guess, yeah, especially because you had to the speed at which you have this on is a little slower than what I'm used to. I'm usually used to going boom.
It's still going pretty quick. It's
Yeah.
just a lot. Like I said, the whole video was like 7 hours. I might try speeding up the digital part separately to make it go a little faster next time.
That seems reasonable.
Yeah, that actually is probably a better idea because you can have different parts go different speeds.
Though to be fair though, this is the reason this digital is probably longer than most digital stuff is because again, this is I'm used to doing traditional stuff. And this one is like took forever, and I think this is the reason why I'm taking so long on some of these comic colorings is because I'm just like remembering how awful this was.
Yeah, right.
How much of a slog this was. It took a while to get this one done, but we got there. I don't know. I do like how it ends up though. It just is. The process is a lot much more painful for me than it is for me to do traditional, so I kind of just do it, which isn't an excuse, but it is a reason.
Plus, you're staring at a screen.
Yeah.
And now that you've been working at home, you don't want to stare at a screen for another few hours.
Right. Yeah, my library is having us telecommute, and all I do now is just look at a screen and do computer work, and I just can't look at screens forever. My head hurts every day now because of that. Like, not a fan. Not a fan. I'm just an old fogey, man. I like analog.
That's funny.
I can still open PDFs though.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So
once you can't open the PDF,
that's when there is no more.
You might be out of it.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I'll just like text you. I'll be like, Wes, help
End me.
You have to end my life. I can't open a PDF.
I can't open a PDF. End me.
It's like what is it? Like if I got bit by the zombie.
Yeah.
It's like, do it while I'm still human.
Right. Oh my god. Yeah, don't be that character that doesn't tell people you can't open the PDF.
Yeah.
That's just evil.
It is.
That's evil. You wouldn't want to do that to your friends.
Right? You want to let them know if you've been...
You want to let them know if your brain's gotten that bad. So that they can let you go while you still have some sense of sanity.
Yeah. Some left of humanity.
Yeah, right. Trying to find a spot where I'm not all shadowy, but I don't think that's going to work.
Nope. But don't worry.
It fits me anyway.
Diagonal, yeah, it's true.
It fits me anyway.
Put me in the light because I'm obviously the good one.
Yeah, obviously.
Obviously.
Always agree.
Always agree.
Always agree.
I don't know how many times we're going to have to, plug this movie.
Lost Skeleton of Cadaver.
But we're gonna do it every single time.
I'm just gonna put the poster right next to us. I'm gonna just replace the video with with the poster of the movie right now.
Actually, well, I was gonna say, anytime you have the cut and when we do the sound only.
Oh, you're right. I'm just gonna cut to the skeleton. Just gonna cut to the skeleton.
Yeah.
Only my skeleton brain lives.
No, you idiot. No,
not my problem. I sleep now.
Yeah.
That skeleton is so evil.
Oh, man.
Skeletons have always hated me. Oh, there we go. I think if I step back a little bit. It's because I'm directly under the lamp.
Lighting.
Lighting. The one thing I never did.
Yeah.
Funny. Yeah, you had so much stuff to block out in this one.
Yeah, this character's big. Ostentatious. Huge tracts of land.
And speaking of the speed, though, this is actually like the same length of time almost as when we recorded the last one.
Really?
Yeah, it's actually slightly shorter.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm also noticing.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't cut to when they were.
No, I fixed the order of the video.
Yeah, you fixed it.
Because I fixed it, and then that's when I had the idea, like, well, maybe I should try doing the part where it's slow, like in that. I did that more in the next one that we have too. I think it looks pretty cool because it gives your mind like a break from the speed.
Right, makes sense.
You can kind of see the real time how you do stuff.
After blocking the character, now it's to do the background. Yeah, I think that's what I do next because I'm doing the sky because I knew I wanted the sky to be pink because the magic in this one is fueled by a very red source.
Very mystical. Very red.
Ooh. What does he mean? Foreshadowing. Follow us to find out in the later video. I don't know when it's coming up when I draw that picture, but whoa.
It'll be sometime in the future. The past for you now. But once time wheels back around.
But when will then be now?
Never.
Fuck.
Yeah. Coffee filter. Yes.
Yes. Coffee filter.
This coffee filter. Man.
The MV fucking P.
The speedwagon just holding it down. Never fails.
Just makes me think of what is it, like that picture where it's like the video that the building that's clearly collapsing and it's only being held up by 2 poles.
Yeah.
It's
your art career.
My art career held up by the 2 pillars of this coffee filter.
That's it.
And then at the bottom it's certain failure as an artist.
Yeah, that's it.
The art looking like shit.
This is all he has.
This is all I have, guys. It's just
between hope and despair lies
this one coffee
tie-dyed coffee filter. That's it.
Oh, Lord.
Alright. I know we were thinking about doing a tutorial on how to make stuff like that.
Yeah, we probably will.
Yeah, I know tutorial videos usually do pretty well.
Let us know if you want a tutorial video in the comments below. Let me know if I should punch Wes in the comments below. That was so funny to just text Ellen that.
Which one? Oh, that you had killed me?
Yeah.
I've done what needed to be done.
Make Wes stop talking.
You'll find true peace.
Never gonna find a One Piece.
No, you won't find the One Piece. You'll find true peace instead. Right.
Oh, Lord. All these tangents. But yes, so basically the sky in this realm, area, city.
This area, there's a lot of pink smoke that comes from these towers.
So the skies are always of a cerise color.
Yeah, it's got like
this time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's pronounced cerise. But yeah, so there's like a mystical smoke.
Yeah, so this is me trying out multiple filters and textures to put onto the castle.
No, that's a church, not a
cathedral.
Castle. Yeah, cathedral.
Whatever. Whatever, man.
What are brains even?
Look, my brain don't work. We know
Brain
this.
don't work.
Brain don't work.
Brain don't work.
Brain don't fucking work, man.
Brain don't work.
Speaking of brain not working, this picture was definitely a...
This picture was... There was a lot of times where we're like, this isn't working. We get to that later. We kind of put everything into place and then realize none of it should have been there.
Yeah. Because one of the things that we talked about is making sure that a character is in the foreground and the background is pushed back as far as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because if you want the focus to be that character, you want to push them forward.
Yeah, you don't want stuff in your piece fighting for attention.
Right. And then this portion of it, me trying to put textures on it because I was like, oh, obviously it needs to be heavily painterly.
Yeah.
Because it's not a real piece of art unless it's, highly rendered.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
Highly.
It's gotta be highly rendered.
So that pitfall of trying to make everything look hyper-realistic or painterly or something that actually looked like stone, things like that, and then that caused, since it was so detailed, that instead of the focus being on the Pontiff, it became that the background was trying to fight with the Pontiff to make the background the foreground. So what ended up happening was later all of these textures that you see here, I think he sands the paper texture, the crumpled paper texture.
Yeah.
I think everything else goes away.
Probably. That sounds about right.
Yeah, so. And I also tried to lighten the background to get it to be a bit more pushed back. And then use a few effects on the birds to make them look more like they're moving a bit with the blur tool. Darken the character a bit, because originally I think she was going to be a bit more pale-skinned. But then, because she was going to be based off of... Oh gosh, which
it's the noble woman that would bathe in blood.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's like loosely based off of this character.
Within, I went with a more Hispanic look once I got to coloring her, just because I was like, oh, from Texas, and
yeah,
that seems to fit better with the theme. Plus, you never see it, so I was like, we'll just put that there. Might as well. And then the hair color changed from like black to green, and at one point it was very, very involved. Sort of whatever the fuck was going on in my head at the time.
Yeah, this was kind of a jumbled mess up until the very end.
When it all
somewhere around, it'll be in like 5 or 10 minutes where we just kind of realize, like, man, this is not working.
Yeah, and we kind of like, I think this is when we had, because I know we actually take a moment where we just stop and we just walk away.
Yeah, there was a part where we put a bunch of textures on the character also, and we were trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah. Just, again, trying to figure it out as we were going, and then you need to take a stop and be like, okay, let's pull back and try to figure out what we're doing here.
Because if you couldn't tell, we don't do much planning, usually.
We do a lot of planning. I don't know what you're talking about.
Tons of non-planning.
I don't know what you could possibly mean.
Did you double dip on the coffee filter?
I did, yes.
Nice.
I am been known to octuple dip.
Ooh, a man who octuple dips on his coffee filter.
Oh yeah, you know it.
That's value. Just take it out, wash it off, run it again.
Run it back.
No need to waste money.
Gotta run that shit back, man.
Yeah. Well.
Do what you gotta do to survive in these wastelands.
It's a tough world out there. Reuse your coffee filters, people. Reduce litter.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
It's true. Listen to Captain Planet. He knows.
Remember. Oh, gosh. I was going to say the power is yours, but it is Captain Planet, so this joke's ruined now. Tragic. I'm trying to think of a catchphrase that would not be said by Captain Planet.
Let's see what he gets.
I am the terror that flaps in the night.
Oh, I thought you were going to go, remember, knowing is half the battle.
No. I could have also said, remember, whenever I'm wrong, I'm right.
Oh, yeah.
From that news anchor.
That weird news guy, yeah.
News. We'll put news in quotes.
Oh, man.
We can't tell where our political affiliations lie.
Obviously, he's a communist, and I'm a fascist, easily. Actually, I'm just an established monarchist.
Oh.
Well,
it makes sense. Think about
that's what the deal is. Yeah, actually, yeah.
If you think about it, I mean, whenever he says...
We didn't have problems like this when the King of England ran things.
It's true.
No way.
Honestly, I feel like the biggest mistake of the American people was the American Revolution.
It's so true, man. Just a bunch of whiny teetotalers who didn't want to pay up.
Exactly.
Come on, man. What's that about?
He's a monarchist, I'm a communist.
Clearly.
I'm very big on the paper, not on the actual implementation of anything.
Yeah, you can tell he lives his values.
as a filthy capitalist.
Right.
Well, you know, like, I can't technically be a capitalist. I have no capital.
That's funny.
At least if my understanding of capital is correct, I have none.
I don't know, maybe.
I mean, the house, does that count as capital?
I'm just saying, if you want to have something as your values, maybe you should read up on it. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
He got me.
Hey, you might notice these are cool little scars we put on our back.
Yes, we wanted them to make kind of, again, reference to the angel.
It's the angel motif. It's hidden here, but it's definitely there.
Yeah, as you can see even in the background too.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it kind of fits with the divine thing, and the gargoyles got wings, all that kind of crazy stuff going on here.
Mm-hmm. See, there's where she has the brown hair.
Yeah, and then me pulling up peacocks for reference to make sure I get all these colors, because peacocks, wild, lots of color.
A lot of colors.
And it's just frustrating to deal with sometimes, man. I like thinking about it and trying to do all the color picking for this one it was not great.
Yeah. The point of this was to challenge yourself.
Yes, but like I also learned something valuable from this too. Is before getting too hard in on color, one of the things I notice a lot of artists do, and I'm kind of going to be adopting that from now on, is what they do is they'll do all of the gray tones, basically, where they figure out where the light source is, do all the toning first on a multiply layer, and then underneath that multiply layer, they'll do all of the color picking in the or I guys refer to it as sectioned flats.
Okay.
So, like, whereas this character right now is currently fully blocked, and what I'm doing right now is the section flat, where you find all the small details and then, separate them even further.
Okay.
Then the next stage afterwards is the multiply layer where I do all the toning. Recently, though, I've switched and started to do the tones, the midtones and the highlights first. That way I know where my light source is, that way I know where all of the shadows are, and then do the color picking last, and then kind of adjust the opacity of those tones as I go, using either levels, adjustment layer, using masks, using just opacity changes, things like that. That way you get a better understanding of where the light is and how to best address the coloring of that.
That makes sense. Lighting is really important, even in digital. The only time I guess they don't use lighting as much is in like super flat art style usually.
Yes, but even then they have at least some semblance of a highlight.
I'm looking
of a
at like
shadow.
a couple pieces on your wall here
Right.
that are like that, and it's still there. It's just not.
Yeah, because even then though, like
It's very minimal.
I'm guessing you're looking at that Akira piece.
Yeah.
The way they get away with the even super flat is because the colors behind it are of different gradations and different values. So the colors that are towards the front and towards the foreground are lighter than the colors that are towards the back. They actually they're more desaturated and they have less hue to them.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Ugh, sorry, cough is getting to me.
Right.
Yeah. But
Yeah, I know there's like a really good book on lighting. Isn't it like James Gurney?
yes, I believe it's James Gurney. Yeah.
I forgot the exact name of the book, but something about he's a fantasy artist.
And get into especially if you're doing fantastical things too, you still want to ground it in some form of reality.
Yeah,
that's why reference is very important.
The reality helps your reader not completely just be super separated from it.
Right, they want to be able to push themselves in there as well.
Yeah, because if you've ever watched some like weird surrealist films, sometimes it can be hard for normal people to get into them if they're just too weird,
like
separated from
Double
normal
Tap.
stuff. Yes, well, that was unintentionally surreal.
Still surreal.
That was a surreal experience. Neil Breen. If you haven't hopped on the Breen train, please do. Neil Breen. I'll post a dumb gif over our faces while I'm talking right now. I'll spell it out on screen. Just Google him.
He's basically Tommy Wiseau, the director of The Room, but with a Messiah complex.
With an intense Messiah complex.
Huge tracks of Messiah.
And just from Double Down, I'm assuming he has a love of parkouring through the desert.
And
easily.
Thinking that he's a mad scientist.
Yeah, he was secret agent number 1.
Yeah.
The superest hacker.
Yeah.
Mega hacker. He's how every 13-year-old boy feels when they have 2 monitors open. Like, it's intense.
Damn, that's funny. Because it really is only 2 monitors that makes them feel like they're a fucking hacker.
The second, if you've only lived the 1 monitor life, upgrade to 2 monitors and it will feel insane.
Oh, it's insane, yeah. When I first got 2 monitors.
It has slightly diminishing returns until you get to 6 monitors.
Oh, yeah, no, fucking, like, if you're doing currency arbitrage, doing, like, 6, like, you know, screens.
Crazy hyper mixing in the studio.
How many screens does Mohammed have in his studio?
I actually don't know. He has, he probably has 1 million. He probably just turned the whole wall into a screen, you know, like those old school CRT TV walls.
Oh, dude, those, like, ones from, like, you know, like those, like, old sci-fi movies, like, where the villain, like, you come across.
Yeah, it's made up of multiple screens.
Yeah.
It's like the architect from The Matrix.
Yeah.
I imagine that's how his room looks, and he controls it all from just his little pen.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Chair. Yeah, he's just the architect, probably.
Oh, dude, Mohammed definitely is the architect.
That's it.
Speaking of...
oh, yeah, we got this pattern, this really crazy peacock pattern from, like, a cool fat pack of curtain samples.
Yeah. It's amazing what you find that's non-copyright.
Yeah. Or at least that no one will know that you took. All right.
There are no words here, only
There are
emotions.
no words here. I feel like this doesn't really come through in the end, though, as much.
Well,
it's because we went back and tried to tone everything down later, I think.
Yeah, it was because we just didn't know what to... It was because at this point we thought that the problem was the character and not the background.
Yeah.
Because you can still see in the background, you can still see all those textures there and how dark it is, and how it's still about the same tone and same level.
Yeah. But luckily we had erased the second tower already.
Yeah, and I didn't. And then I also wanted to use this one because again, this is also where we have like the kind of weird little blood stain sort of thing on here. Again, you know,
Blue blood themed.
Blood themed.
Yeah, this magic from this is very Bloodborne inspired.
Very much
things
so.
like that. We're big fans of that. That's why like From Software, they have the best storytelling where they just hide everything in items and you have to figure it out.
Yeah, well, that's one of the
Things like
inspirations for this book series. Damn, I did love that color palette, but that was not the right color that we needed for this picture.
No, but it looks really cool.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to remember that for the next piece.
Yeah,
ever.
definitely.
If this ever comes up again, and I remember whatever overlay I use.
I think it's a lot more. It's definitely more fun that way. Everyone likes to feel like a detective secretly.
It's true. I remember when I was a little kid, when my dad would ever explain his job to me. He's a lawyer, but the way that it's always framed is he has a case.
Yeah.
And as a kid, I was like, holy shit, my dad's a detective.
Yeah.
That's
right.
fucking cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I found that a detective and lawyer weren't the same thing, I was
Distraught.
crushed.
He was
Destroyed. Yeah. As you can...
Zetsuboshita!
Zetsuboshita! But yeah, it's alright. I've learned to recover from it. Yeah, but no, everyone loves a good detective story. Like,
It's more fun if you're piecing together things than being told it.
right, exactly.
That's just how it is.
That's even in any form of literature. You want the reader to have figured out the twist ending about a paragraph, maybe even a page before.
Yeah.
That is revealed.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, in a comic specifically, I know you always want to figure out the page before because you want to have to turn the page, and you're like, I fucking knew it!
Called
yeah.
it! Called it! Called it!
Whereas with
Becky said I was insane.
Nifty said I was an assumptive bitch. Now who's
the assumptive bitch? Ooh.
I love it.
Nifty.
Evil. You love to see it.
But yeah, it's a lot more fun if you put the mystery together yourself.
For sure. I'm always a big fan of leaving breadcrumbs for people to be like, oh, that little thing might be a hint to something, or the subtle movements of a character, or things like that.
Yeah, I would agree. I like a story where the audience knows more than the characters.
Yes, very much so.
That's always better.
Because
there are parts where you should be figuring things out with the character, and there are parts where you should know more than the character.
Very much so.
And if you learn to mix those really well in your story, you'll find that it'll be more enjoyable for the audience.
And here we are getting to the part of the picture where I'm starting to try to lighten the background.
Yes.
To make the character in the foreground show off more. And as you can see, it's working okay so far. It's when I finally kind of come to the conclusion that, it's the texture.
It was the texture, yeah.
Because I had to stop for a while, and I started sending this to everybody and being like, what is wrong?
Yeah, how come this isn't working?
What is wrong with this picture? Tell me. Someone help me out here. like, what am I doing wrong? What can I do to fix this? What is what way, shape, or form can I make this character pop more? And a lot of it was making her a little darker, and a bit more colorful, and less muted tones for her character. Because again, it's a peacock. You got to make her more. I'm gonna be saying, I think this is the 5th time I've said ostentatious.
Yeah, easily.
We'll have a counter for
the
it.
The ostentatious counter. I'm starting to count right now, though, so it's not gonna be in the video.
That's fair.
No. I'll forget it.
I'll just have to say it multiple times, just try it out, over and over.
Yeah, we do 100 times.
But yeah, no. Again, trying to make her character more poppy, more.
She's the focus of the piece.
Yeah, the focus was not coming across. So what ended up happening was I realized, it's the background. I asked my friends for some advice on it, and they said, yeah, just maybe take out some of this, that, and the other, try to push it back. Adding
more of that smoky effect to the middle too makes sense.
Yeah.
From all the incense and everything that'll be in the air, like the smoke and everything.
Yeah, doing a few gradients. Yeah, now as you can see, I've cut away from it. We come back.
Yeah.
The background is much brighter. The character in the front is much darker. And now I've added a bit more magic to the thing to make sure that the what is that? What is
the
that
shape
called?
or whatever?
The shape of the curve of it makes it so your eye goes in a circle. And kind of goes in, and you'll stay inside of the picture. You don't.
Yeah, because it looks cool. You actually, if you start at the top of the character's head and you follow them all the way down through, you can go through the character, over all the peacocks, and then they kind of swirl right into that smoke.
Yeah, and it makes it immediately drop down. So it does the Fibonacci principle. That's it. The perfect.
We
spin.
Nailed it. So that's a JoJo reference.
It is a JoJo reference.
It's a motherfucking JoJo reference.
But
we got there.
We got there. Finally, everything's come full circle. Spin.
Just hit the spin.
Yeah, so now as you can see, the character is much more foreground based. And now I'm doing a little effect of using the dodge and burn tool as well as the blur tool to make the peacocks look a little darker, as well as make them look like they're a bit more in flight and a bit more motion. It's hard to see whenever we cut back from here. But whenever you get in closer, you can see it.
You can see the blur.
Yeah, and you can see it again. Me toggling it on and off. On and off is showcasing the line art becoming a little darker.
Yeah, and that's pretty much the final piece. It's gonna end in a little bit here, but this is where he's just adding in some more dark stuff.
Yeah, because we don't want it to. We still want there to be a little semblance of light behind it, and then adding a bit more shadow here and there, and for wherever it feels like it wasn't popping.
I think that's cut, try, save. Yeah.
And there it is.
So.
We got it.
Pretty good. I liked it.
I really, really had a lot of fun with this one. It was definitely a lot of challenges and things like that. But I do.
Yeah, I think it turned out good. It was a pretty big challenge. Just like I said, you almost never do backgrounds like that, at least in a picture. You'll do comic backgrounds, but
those are
they're generally smaller. Yeah.
Yeah, and then a lot of comics end up for me ending up being a bit of talking heads and stuff like that because again, there's a lot of dialogue that has to go through, and then you get to the action, and the action is more character focused anyway.
Yeah.
And it's much more speed line. It's not important. You get
the point is, looks good.
Yeah. And then we'll have a lot more good art coming out. Appreciate y'all for watching this video. If you're
watching this, you finish.
I was gonna say,
I'm trying to stop interrupting people, but I'll never stop.
No,
I'll never stop.
No.
Yeah.
For those of you watching this on Patreon, thank you very much for being a supporter of the art. We wouldn't be in here day in, day out without being able to get your support for this. If you're seeing this on YouTube, you got to see this a little later. But if you can follow us on Patreon, give us a like, comment, and or subscribe. That does help pay the bills here.
Yeah, you get a lot for just $1. You get to see everything early. There's a bunch of cool concept design stuff, things like that.
For sure. You get to be part of the monthly Patreon poll that we have for art streams. You get to pick out what art I'm going to do for the month on stream. We're going to probably come up with some custom tiers maybe later on.
Yeah, later on.
But for right now,
loose, so we just want to get people in, get them some cool content, things like that. I'd rather have more raffles and giveaways and discounts than send out a bunch of free stuff, because you'd be surprised how much that can weigh down as shipping.
Oh no, I understand completely. So we're just trying to do
definitely, and we can always give people digital art too.
Exactly. So yeah, feel free to give us a follow on there. Also follow us on any of our social media. We'll have it up in probably the top part of the video here.
Yeah.
Maybe off to the side. Who knows?
The point is, we can't escape this. Day 5 million of the quarantine.
I feel like it's getting smaller in here, right?
Oh God.
Oh, I'm gonna shrink the video now.
No! Social distancing!
We'll
Social
get
distancing!
crunched out of existence
Yeah.
like the racists from Avar.
Yes!
That's
Oh
what will
my
happen.
God, that movie is so great.
I'll just leave y'all with the righteous stare. Peace.